All right, next up we have Arlo Gagestein with Competitive Edge Fitness. He's a personal trainer. Been in the business for 13 years. Just taking that off. Spouse Amanda, children Kaiden, Ariella, Akaya, Theron, and Brolin.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's like the first time ever.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome. Pets, one dog, one turtle, one guinea pig, and one hamster. Hobbies and interests, beach volleyball.
The hamster died.
Update that profile.
Was it during boot camp?
No.
All right, hobbies and interests, Brazilian, jiu-jitsu, hiking, lifting, reading, and writing. He's lived in Ogden for 17 years. Previous job types, employee wellness coordinator, architectural assistant, construction worker, and a cook. Arlo's burning desire is to move his family to a third world country to do service work. Key to success is building relationships, and here's something no one knows is blank.
Uh-oh.
We better fill that out.
He said how many world records? Are we doing another one today?
We're not doing one
Yeah, the
today.
embarrassing fears.
So, embarrassing fears.
Rubber bands, that's mine.
Thanks, Brad. So I was thinking of something, I'm like, oh, what's something nobody knows about? So one time, I was carrying swords in transit from Cambodia to Vietnam, and I got stopped in the airport.
Makes sense.
And they're like, you can't have these. And the person that at the security checkpoint said, you need to go over there and talk to those people, bring these. And so I carried my swords over there, and I got there, and those people were like, no, you need to go over there. And I was going back and forth and back and forth. They said I couldn't have them, and when nobody was looking, I just kind of walked through.
International scrimmage.
Right.
I could have went two ways.
Not
You could
anymore.
still be there.
True. But they were pretty neat swords. I should have brought them today, but anyway. So, I'm obviously promoting my book really hard right now for the next couple months, so if you guys are sick of hearing about it, that's okay. Just buy it, yeah. No. And so it's definitely targeted toward military, law enforcement, and MMA fighters, but what we're going to show today is how it's good for anybody and everybody. So, essentially, my 15 years in the business now, I do need to update that, sorry. Everything I've learned in 15 years as a strength and conditioning specialist and a massage therapist is in this book. So every client that comes to, well, not everything, but the majority of things. Every client that comes to us, we assess them and we treat them based on what we find. And the book covers ways to, obviously as a massage therapist, there are a lot of things that I can do that you're going to have trouble doing at home. But we tried to put that in the book, different ways that you can address things. So I've done kind of in the past where I've worked on people, and today we're going to walk you through working on yourself using techniques straight out of the book. So I am looking for volunteers, one person with shoulder pain, ideally limited range of motion too, but if not, shoulder pain is fine. I don't know, Casey, if you want to volunteer, if there's somebody else. You will be on the ground part of the time, if that makes a difference. And then someone else with kind of hip pain where it just kind of aches and is a little tight and painful. May or may not accompany low back pain. Do I have anybody? If not, we'll just demonstrate on Matt, and that'll be that. So
I'll do the shoulder one.
you'll do the
I'll
shoulder.
do back.
Shoulder and back, low back pain.
Upper, lower, middle.
First got it all.
You have tight hips too, you feel like.
Yeah, he does.
All right, so Sean, you were going, I know.
What are you talking about? You have tight legs? My legs are as tight as they come.
Okay, perfect. So, Sean, you're going to work with Matt, and Jeff, did you say shoulders? Okay, come on out here.
Come on now!
So the first thing we're going to do, Matt is going to run a couple of assessments on you, and based on what he finds, so these assessments are in the book. Based on what he finds, he's going to treat you just a little bit differently. Actually, you're going to treat yourself using these, but he's going to show you how to do it. Right. And I feel already like I'm going to run over time, so sorry about that.
2 minutes.
We started early. No. So we're going to just take a look at your range of motion too. So I'm just going to have you, and I'm going to watch from the side. I'm going to have you raise your arm up. It's this shoulder that's painful.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, let's go with the worst.
Dr. Johnson's fixed it, so it's not so.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, as he raises up, he gets to about here, and then his back starts to arch because there's limited mobility in the shoulder joint, and so he's starting to utilize his thoracic spine as well. Thank you for the demonstration. Essentially what we're going to do, we're going to treat this as a case of impingement, which it likely is. Everything in the book, obviously if you try the stuff in the book and it doesn't work, you need to seek further help. I generally, if I have an issue, I try some things, and if it doesn't work, I'll call Dr. Johnson, or I'll call somebody else, a physical therapist that I know, or this isn't a fix-all, I'm not a doctor, but these are some easy things to try on your own before seeking medical help. And obviously if it's a big injury, like you got hit by a truck and you're like, oh, my shoulder hurts, you should probably go see somebody, rather than just trying the stuff in this book. But these are some self-treatment ideas that you can try on your own. So you guys can go ahead and get started. Okay. For you, what we're going to do is take the stuff out of your pocket here.
Pocket protector too.
Take off my shirt too?
If you would like to.
No, that's fine.
All right. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to start with the foam roller, and we're going to roll your lats. So you're going to lay on your side, like this, arm extended, and really work through the ribs here. So we're trying to release your serratus muscle, your intercostals, your lats, and just roll nice back and forth down to about here, and then up. Go ahead and go up on your tricep. We'll roll there for like 30 seconds or so.
Shooting video.
So go a little bit slower, and we're going to pause on any places that really hurt.
The whole thing hurts.
Okay, perfect. So anytime you find pain on a foam roller, it's because there's restricted tissue and it's tighter than it ought to be. So we're going to spend more time there.
Hey, they give me 250 once more. I'm only 150, guys.
So, all right. So the next thing we're going to do, and we'll kind of leave them on their own so it's not too confusing. We'll just work on Jeff. You guys keep going. So another thing that really restricts shoulder mobility is the pectoral muscles, and just all the internal rotators pull the shoulder this way, which with the shoulders pulled this way, the acromion of the shoulder blade, the top part of the shoulder blade, the bony part here, tips like this, which restricts movement of the shoulder and pinches off the tendons that run through there, the rotator cuff tendons, the bicep tendon, anything that's under there that needs to move when you raise overhead. If you're rotated forward, it's going to be restricted and painful. So we're going to release his chest now. So I'm going to have you lay on the ball right underneath your collarbone, and you're just going to move your arm up and down like this. We'll do that 3 or 4 times. Move over this way, same thing. So just move it around a little bit.
Jeff, you
4 or
signed up
5
for this, just
reaches
remember.
on each side.
So we're down there so we can see his face.
Talk to Robert, he's videoing it.
So kind of the strategy of how I treat issues is we release the tissue, then we stretch the tissue. So we totally skipped warming the tissue, but that's all right, it'll still work. We only had so much time. So, oh boy. All right. So release the tissue, stretch the tissue, and then do corrective strengthening exercise for the antagonist, or the muscles that do the opposite motion. Okay, you good? Stand up. Now we're going to do range of motion with the shoulders, so we're just going to take this, arms out wide, you're going to try and bring it up as far as you can, all the way around, whatever. The narrower you are, the harder it's going to be. We want him to be able to do it without too much squirming and whatever. But so put it out pretty wide.
Can everyone do what you just did?
No. But most people can if they're motivated.
Thank you.
So we fell like 5 or 6 times.
Things are tearing.
And then we'll move along. This really is going to go.
This is why I don't see a personal trainer.
Well, we'll give you a little bit more time.
Yeah, because it's 10:30 and.
Yeah, you've got like 5 minutes.
Oh, sweet.
So 5 minutes and wrap it up.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So next we're going to, that starts out stretch the external or the internal rotators a little bit. Then we're going to do an exercise with the band. So left arm We're going to loop this over
Don't do this.
right around your elbow. We're going to put this behind your back.
I was gonna run.
So, yeah. I'm going to jerk you really hard this way. So typically I would fasten this to a squat rack or something else that's not going to move. I didn't bring a squat rack, obviously. So now we're going to try and keep right there. We're going to stretch it gently. Now I'm going to have you push your elbow forward for 10 seconds. So this is 4. And go ahead and relax. We're going to stretch it a little bit further. So this is called PNF stretching. It stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Essentially, we're trying to activate neuroreceptors that relax the muscles. So go ahead and push again. We'll do this 3 times.
That receptive facilitation going.
Exactly. And relax. And one more time.
What's that popping sound?
We're trying to fix him, not break him. Awesome. So that's all that we'll do right now. So just move it around a little bit, tell everybody how it feels.
It feels very
Bring it
loose.
up, nice.
Feels-
Bring it up here. So he's not engaging quite as much through there to raise his arm up. Feels better?
Feels better. Now my right side sucks. Maybe we should after BNI.
You can come see me for a massage.
No, I've heard about it.
Or you can buy the book and just use it.
Dr. Johnson has openings.
Anyway, so how I arranged it in the book, we have different assessments that you can look at, and then the assessment based on what you find tells you which protocol to use. You have a copy of protocols 2 and 3 in front of you, which are similar to what we did today. It's a big long list of stuff. Some have stars. Those are the important ones. If you're going to rush through it, do the ones with stars. Yeah, so how's your hip? Good. Hip and back feel? Wonderful. Well, tell us a little bit. Does it feel better? Or
Oh, it feels amazing.
Okay.
Compared to, yeah, it feels a ton better.
Awesome. Good. Nice job, Matt. Okay, so that's it. Buy the book, leave reviews, whatever. And this is all stuff, even though we're promoting the book, this is all stuff that we do if you come see us. So it's really, what we just covered is what we do at the gym in addition to being in the book. So thank you very much. This is a small version of the book. So the book is, this is like 50, I don't even know how many pages.
But that's what it's about.
Yeah, so the book itself goes into mindset and the mental side of training, and then it goes into the physical side and needs assessment, that kind of stuff, based on whatever it is you do. Then there's the self-assessment, corrective protocols, and then a program from there that you just incorporate this stuff into. So this stuff I would do probably, I mean, you can do it daily for better results, but if you did it even just as your warm-up, like as you're warming up before you start lifting or whatever, this is a great thing to throw in your warm-up that's specific to you for whatever issues you have. So, all right?